Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of The Left Wing. I am TJ Whitehead, powers taken, not given, joined as always by John Cooper of Counterpoint Politics. How's it going, man?
Doing good, TJ. I saw you were streaming right before this. Do you always stream before our
No.
stream?
No.
Okay.
I asked this, so I was killing time, and I was streaming on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I might as well start doing it on YouTube too, since this might be the only one left. So I'm gonna start getting on that. So yeah, it was all right.
So do you think we're actually gonna lose TikTok?
All right. Ever since the presidential election, I've foregone making any predictions because, boy, did I miss that one.
Your plate is full with that L that you got.
Yeah, right. Woo, yeah. Boy, yeah. I have. Man, did I whiff bad on that? It's still kind of shocking to me. It's still kind of shocking to me because I think it was interesting because the reaction after Trump's second win, how different it was than Trump's first win. Trump's first win, it was a lot of ire, a lot of outrage, a lot of, the sky is falling. We need to, but after this one, morose. It was like we were attending a funeral. It's like, oh my God, it's actually a lot worse than we thought. We never thought that there was going to be some massive, support for the Democrats. Yeah, go Team Blue. But in my wildest dreams, I just didn't imagine that many people were perfectly fine with Trump being president. Like that, I still haven't processed that really. That he gained votes. It's just, I don't know. It was just a rough time.
It is weird. First of all, Kyle says, hi, guys. We'd like to say hi, Kyle. This is our Q&A show for anyone who's watching, so feel free to drop questions in the comments. We don't have a ton of, pressing shit to talk about, so we're very happy to let you guys lead this. But, yeah, it was really, 2016, it was shock and confusion. It was like, wait a second, how did this happen?
Yeah.
And, the people who were paying attention were like, yeah, this could happen. But even they were just like, I don't believe it'll actually happen.
Yeah.
And then this one was more just the sinking realization that this indeed is the train that we got on.
Yep.
It's just despair all the way down. Because at least in 2016, you're like, this is crazy. This is a once in a lifetime thing. It was due to very peculiar circumstances. Nope. No, this is just the way the country is. And I'm very glad to see the powers that be in the Democratic Party are not doing shit to change that. So, it's going to be the way the country is for a while. It is funny you say that it hasn't really sunk in. I don't know how to properly express this, but the polarization in this country is really quite phenomenal in that I don't necessarily consider myself a bubbled person, but
right.
In my circles, it's fucking sacrilege to vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. And I do have a lot of Trump voting friends still. They're not new friends, but they're old friends.
Yeah.
And it just, I feel I was still a kid back before the Trump era, but it felt like political differences weren't as stark. You could vote for Obama or vote for Romney, and it wasn't like you were living in two different worlds.
Right.
Whereas now it's I can't fathom the other side of this, and they seemingly feel the same way I do. That's the shocking part to me, is just how insulated each community is. It's so crazy to me, because I literally don't, other than my old friends, all of my new friends that I've made as an adult, it's not I sought out politically affiliated friends. I really quite honestly do the opposite of that. But I don't know any fucking Trump voters amongst all walks of life. It's insane.
Yeah, it's been so I grew up around people who eventually became Trump voters, so it's a little less stark to me, but I can see it in the outside world that your political affiliation. I think we started taking this shit a lot more seriously. I think that's what it really came down to, that we saw poverty and inequality and cruelty and bigotry. It's oh, that's right, these aren't thought experiments. This actually means something now. And it's honestly, this is some conservatives complain about what you were saying, that it feels like everyone's unfriending me off social media for voting for Trump. They don't get it. To them, it is still kind of like a football game thing. They pretend it means a lot, but it means a lot more to us. Like the values actually have a lot of meaning, but for them, it's why they coalesce so well around someone like Trump, because what winning is what matters more than actual values. I don't know. It is just sad.
We should have seen this coming, given just how many Dallas Cowboys and Los Angeles Lakers fans there still are today, even though they don't win all that often anymore. But just that winning mindset. They're like, that's we're going to listen to Drake because he's the number one artist. Where that mentality.
Throw Yankees fans in there too.
What was that?
Throw Yankees fans in there too.
I knew I was missing one. Throw Yankees fans in there. Even fucking like I'm a Notre Dame fan now. My fucking grandma went to Notre Dame, so that's why our family's Notre Dame fans. But like that still is the one of the largest football brands in the country because they won a bunch during the Cold War. Like it's kind of crazy how just winning gets people to agree with you. Are we just sheep, TJ? Like is that it, or were the fucking like those people like don't be sheep people right the whole time? I don't know.
I mean, no, they are sheep. Like Trump supporters are the perfect examples of sheep. I mean, they don't. At least with us, we can tell you why we believe what we believe, and a lot of them can't. I've talked to them. You've talked to them. They have no clue what they're talking about. So I don't know. What's Kyle say here? There's a reaction thing next to the comment section. And regarding the election, I was so disappointed he won the popular vote. I think he meant
the popular video. Well, it is weird he won the popular vote.
Look, that's honestly that part I was going to mention earlier. Is like that really. I think that was kind of the part that really depressed me the most. We can't, because we always had that argument. Listen, yeah, you might win, but it's only because of a bullshit electoral college system. The people didn't actually vote for you. This time, the people voted for Donald Trump. That is what the American people want. And also, as far as electoral college went, it wasn't even close. Like Harris lost every swing state. Every goddamn one of them. And with the pontificating and the equivocation that's happened since, I've heard so many people say, well, the election was a lot closer than you think. It was really down to 150,000 votes. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like at all. She lost the popular vote. That's it. Like we always talk about mandates. To the extent that mandates are real, popular vote is the only thing that actually matters. Like that's when you can say you have a mandate. Winning is the only mandate you need. But the fact that more people wanted Donald Trump than didn't want Donald Trump, shocking. Actually shocking.
First of all, by the way, I made an electoral college video today. Really fucking a bullshit video. I just
check it out, folks. Counterpoint Politics, Instagram and TikTok.
I have. There are people like, oh, but she lost the popular vote. And I'm like, that's not what this is. Like, even if the electoral college calls my guy to win, I'd still be like, that's fucking bullshit. And that's the difference. I mean, I'd celebrate still. I'd be happy that we won and America's going in a better direction. But I'd still be like, yeah, no, I would abolish the electoral college in a fucking heartbeat. And I don't think that's the way most people think. And it's very frustrating to me that is the case. But I do think that is the case. I don't know, TJ. I don't know. We went really down into a deep well of sadness today. I don't even know why.
well, I want to show this since you brought this up. Let me see if I can pull this up here. So you were talking about how you're consistent with your beliefs that the Electoral College is bullshit, and you would be against it even though Trump won the popular vote this time. And I don't know if you guys saw this from a few days ago, but Donald Trump said last week, the Democrats are fighting hard to get rid of the popular vote in future elections. They want all future presidential elections to be based exclusively on the Electoral College. What is he talking about? What?
Bro, I wish I would have seen this like 30 minutes ago before I put a different fucking tweet on my video. What the hell is it? I can't even decipher this.
Right?
What fucking God? This is exactly what it's just. I'm going to oppose whatever I see them do, which by the way, I just have to say, in case any conservatives are listening, in fact, stop listening right now, because I just have to say, if Donald Trump saves TikTok, my God, I'm going to cry so hard. All of us libs are going to be so upset if he saves TikTok. We're gonna cry all day long. He's gonna own us. He might as well fuck me up the ass, TJ, and post it on fucking Twitter. Like that's how I will feel if Donald Trump saves TikTok. No one tell him. But
right.
If he's happened to watch this, you know, Don, it's going to personally upset me and AOC and every woman you know.
If he passes universal health care, I will cry myself to sleep every night. I will be gallons of liberal tears all over the place. So yeah, don't tell him. But no, that Trump thing was so wild. They were saying the Democrats are trying to get rid of the popular vote. Since when? I don't know why he would say something like this, because usually when Trump says something, I can I'm tracing it back to this. He misunderstood this, or he's twisting that. This has no basis in reality at all. Like at all. I have no clue where that came from.
I will say, TJ, I don't know about you. I try and stay relatively tapped into the conservative social media bubble. You know, like I don't swim around in it. You know, I don't like inhale it consistently, but I check in. You know, I see what the big trends are, see what they're talking about. I have not been able to do that since the election. I like it if it happens to pop onto my feed. All right, but I have very much just avoided seeing anything that they're saying because I just can't fucking take it.
You know, that's actually the flip side of what we were talking about before, that the reaction from the left has been so different that it's been a lot more muted and no one's running around with their hair on fire like in 2016. The right has been the same way. I got to tell you,
it does seem like the entire country has just well, that's the case now. It really feels that way.
I expected so much more gloating from the right that I've seen in the last month. I haven't seen much at all. Not after winning an election and
immediately afterwards. Yeah, we had the whole fucking I'm gonna rape you thing. But after the immediate aftermath, you're right. I haven't seen much.
Yeah. I expected my comment section to be flooded with 100 right-wingers a day. Hardly anything. Honestly, hardly anything. Right-wingers who I know watch it, who I know voted for Donald Trump, they're all like, all right. And they just, I can't explain that. I really can't. I don't know why they aren't excited that Trump won. Or I guess they are, but they don't seem to be performative like they were. Honestly, they were more performative when he wasn't president than what I've seen so far.
So I think there's a couple factors here, and a lot of this is probably wild, baseless speculation. But
my favorite kind.
A couple things here are probably going to be true. One, and this is the one I feel most confident in: the conservatives that are in our comment sections aren't usually the fucking absolutely MAGA-pilled cult followers. They're in the right-wing media stream and get fed that propaganda and regurgitate it to us. But a lot of them are I recognize flaws with Trump. At least from my experience, that is what my conservatives in my comment section are. They tend to be a little bit different than that. The type of just fucking MAGA-pilled, I love Donald Trump, he is my Lord and Savior, tend to be, and honestly, maybe you have different experiences. I don't know what the type of conservatives are, but they tend to be the more church-going, evangelical, Southern, that type of person, and they don't tend to be on my fucking social media as much, because why would they be? Yeah. You know, and so I think that might be a little bit, they're probably celebrating more, but I just don't see it because again, I don't fucking hang out with those people.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, but I mean, sometimes you get those folks where they hop in and they're the insane Trump folks. I haven't seen it anywhere, my comment section, or I haven't seen, I don't know, maybe because I haven't been looking. I never
Twitter,
do.
TJ.
Well, on Twitter, yeah, but Jesus, I was talking about Twitter. Okay, you know what? We'll go into this because I want to talk about the TikTok thing, but I'm going to go to these comments real quick. Kyle says he has family that is conservative who love Trump. They genuinely don't know that Trump was president in 2020. Seriously, they think Biden was president the entire time.
That is so true, actually.
Listen,
that is genuinely true. They actually do think that.
I do believe that because they'll talk about the lockdowns back in 2020, and Biden said, "Who do you think was president back then, folks?" I don't know.
It truly was a masterful gambit by Donald Trump, and I rarely say this, but he somehow managed to be the president that implemented the COVID shit, and also was against it. Yeah. I still to this day don't know how he landed that plane, but he even landed it in my mind. I look back at it, I'm like, yeah, Donald Trump opposed all of the COVID legislation, but also he's the one it happened under. But he's definitely it's that whole time period. And to give your fucking crazy family credit, Kyle, we were all fucking crazy then. The person I was during the year of 2020 is a very different person than I was during every other year of my life. And I think we all feel the same. Like, I think back to that time and I'm like, fuck. It feels like a fever dream the entire fucking year.
It does. Yeah, if there's one year you're going to fuck up who the president was, I guess it would be 2020. Then they also are Latin American in voting because they didn't want to vote for a black woman. It's very gross. A lot of, you know what? Speaking of the demographics on that, so we all saw that specifically Latin American men voted heavy for Trump, higher than usual. I saw like different breakdowns with racial demographics, and a majority of Asians voted for Donald Trump, but more Asian women voted for Trump than Asian men. It was the only demographic where where the women voted for Trump at higher rates than men. I have no theory or explanation on that. That was just weird. I just thought that was kind of odd.
So Asian is a weird, like even more than like Latin American. Asian is just
different nationalities. Yeah,
exactly. But like that is interesting. I wonder. I'm not like connected to men. Like I know a couple Asian people. I'm not connected to Asian American communities, so I really can't even speak to that, even in the same way I can do Latin American communities.
Yeah, it's odd. Like, are the women more conservative or the men more liberal in that community? Who knows? I don't know.
Well, you think like Asian Americans are rich, like they are the richest immigrant group, and so I understand why they would vote conservatively.
Yeah, but like you said, that speaks to the diversity of the Asian American population, because Asians being rich applies to like Korean and Chinese or Japanese Asian immigrants, because, you know, they came over, you know, they have the money and they come over through those means. But then a large portion of the Asian American population are Asian refugees from like, you know, Thailand or, you know, not Vietnam, but
I wonder how Burma, those splits. I wonder if you look at the splits that way, what it would indicate.
Yeah.
What's going to really cook your noodle is when the poor men are voting for Harris, but the poor women are voting for Trump, and then they flip-flop it.
Yeah. That was just a weird one. Like, everything went like about how you would expect, except that one. I thought that was odd. And Hugh Jazz says, was that actually a real tweet from Trump? Yeah, yeah, really. So Trump has been saying this. This is kind of odd. So, all right, about this. I'm going to see if I can pull up an article. I think I had it up here. Yeah. So as you guys may have heard, Twitter is set to be sold on January 19th, 2025, the day before Trump becomes president. And, you know, people have been talking about it, prepping for it and everything. And I saw this tweet and an article yesterday about how Donald Trump says he has a soft spot for TikTok and that he's thinking he might try to fight to keep it alive. So TikTok asked the Supreme Court to block a law that would ban the social media app in the United States by January 19th. On the same day, President-elect Donald Trump met with TikTok CEO Xiaozi Xu at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach. TikTok will ask the Supreme Court to overturn a federal appeals court ruling. And then it just goes on to talk about how Trump says he has a soft spot for TikTok. And yeah, he tried to ban it back in 2018, 2019 or whatever. But he says, yeah, I'm going to talk to some folks. He had the meeting with you, who knows what he talked about. But he says, yeah, I'm going to see what I can do to keep TikTok around. So I made a video yesterday saying that, look, if the Democrats allow Donald Trump to swoop in at the last minute and rescue TikTok, one, just staggering indictment to the incompetence of the Democratic Party to let this happen. And two, it's going to increase Trump's popularity. And yeah, he can't run for president again, but I'm on team. Don't give your political opponents an easy win. Like, don't do that. Why would you set them up for success like that? John, I cannot tell you. Like, that's what I said. Dozens of comments from people saying, oh, so you support Trump now. Oh, so you're all it took was Trump saying he was gonna keep TikTok to make you a fan of Donald Trump. I can't believe you're glazing Trump like this. And I was so depressed last night and this morning because it turns out that a lot of people on the left, the smart ones supposedly, cannot differentiate between predicting an outcome and condoning an outcome. They can't. They can't do it. I was like, listen, I'm not saying I support Trump. I'm just saying what is an obvious truth, that he will become more popular if he does this. Like, what I was just so depressed last night because I had so many people saying this. It was absurd.
So much here to unpack. It's funny how similar that statement was to how people can't differentiate between an explanation of something and
an endorsement of something.
Of something. At least that one I understand. Like if you're a dumb person, I understand how that's difficult for you. But like people make predictions all the fucking time. When I say, "Hey, I think this team is going to win the Super Bowl," doesn't mean I'm a fan of that team. It means I think they're a good team. And like it seems like you would be able to understand that innately. But I guess not. And the thing is, and I say this a lot, people genuinely seem to think, and when I say people, I don't mean all people. I really don't think most people think this. I could be wrong. But like there's a lot of people who seem to think that we have the power to influence public perception by simply saying something. They're like, how come you're not focusing as much on whatever this is? You must support. No, fuck you. This is my part-time volunteer job. This is something I do for funsies, and I have absolutely no impact on anything. I have a tiny, tiny, tiny shred of communal impact. When you combine me and every guest on this show, we have the utmost sliver of ability to change public perception, and it's not even that much. Us saying, hey, Donald Trump is doing this thing good doesn't make people like Donald Trump more. We don't have that power. Us saying Democrats are doing this thing bad doesn't make people hate Democrats more. We don't have that power. It's insane to me that people will log on to my fucking comment section, see I got fucking 90,000 followers, and be like, yo, this guy's ruining America. Like, how do you think this works?
They seem to believe we have like reality warping powers, that we have the ability to actually fundamentally change. Like we speak things into existence. That seems to be what they believe. Because and we actually did see this during the Harris campaign when we would say, oh, that's not a good move by Harris. Like she should probably do something different and that would help her win. I think that would get her more votes. Oh, so you're abandoning Harris now, huh? So you're a shill for Donald Trump, it seems. Like, no, this is constructive criticism. Like, I don't have I can't control what she does. I'm just giving my analysis of the situation. That's it. They take analysis.
That's the weirdest one. When we literally made like horse race fucking analysis, and they were like, "Oh, you analyzing it this way must make it real." It's like, no, you disagree. You just disagree. If you think she's doing the right thing, then you're winning. Be happy.
Also, this one really bothered me. This really bothered me when I saw this stuff. Is we make fun of like conservatives for like, not having, object permanence or whatever. Like only they exist. They can't imagine putting themselves in the mind of anyone else. I saw a lot of this too. Because I said, yeah, look, Trump's popularity is going to go through the roof. 170 million people use TikTok. That's damn near half the country. That people are going to like that. He's going to start as president with like a 60% approval rating. Why are we letting him get away with this win? And I had people say, are you kidding me? I would never support Donald Trump because he saved TikTok. I was like, all right, great. I'm glad. This is a dumb take. I would never support Trump. I was like, got it. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the nation in aggregate. This is not a difficult concept. It is not a difficult concept at all. John, not kidding. Dozens of people saying this. Like, I don't understand why you would say this. Like, I wouldn't support Trump if he gave me $1 million. Like, folks, I know. I know. I don't.
People struggle with conditional statements, TJ, and it makes it very difficult to say anything in this world. But I can't tell you how many times I will put a good deal of thought in crafting my conditional statement to make sure that I am not including a type of person that I don't mean to be talking about right now. I'll be like, if you're a liberal moderate who doesn't, or if you're like a liberal moderate who supports Israel, and they'll be like, oh, well, I don't support what Israel is doing. How dare you? I'm still a liberal moderate. I'm like, that's not how fucking English language works. I'm literally saying, if you are this, and if you are not this, then this does not apply to you. The argument isn't about you. This ain't about you. There's more other people in this world that this is about, not you. I didn't address this to you.
That's it.
On an online social media platform for everybody.
That's it. It's like it's just crippling solipsism. They genuinely don't believe anyone exists other than them. And I was on it was Tennessee Brando's show about a month or two ago, and I was talking about it was about a month. It was right after the election, and so I was saying how I had made a video talking about the fact that Donald Trump won the popular vote. A majority of Americans voted for Donald Trump. And before I posted the video, I said, oh, wait, hold on. That's actually not true. A majority of Americans didn't vote for him because Trump won 49.8% of the vote. It actually wasn't a majority. And so I was like...
And even then, it was only of the people who voted.
Yes. And so then I changed it to, so he actually just won more votes. A larger percentage of people who voted. That's what I said. A larger percentage of American voters voted for Donald Trump. That's what I said. And then I posted it. John, I still got a comment saying, well, no, it was actually only a larger percentage of people who voted in the 2024 election, not of the American electors. Like, go to hell. What are you doing with your life that you feel the need to just be like, you got to understand how language works, like John said. Like, if you want stuff to be that precise, communication is useless. It's done. Like, it doesn't get anywhere at all. And this is an example. I saw a whole video of this. I wish I could remember who it was. But the comment section of the comment that they're responding to, it said it's kind of like that thing when someone says, "What if I don't like chicken?" And apparently, it was this whole meme that went around that I was unaware of. But someone made this really long, extensive TikTok video about a chicken pot pie recipe. And after the video was done, someone commented, well, what if I don't like chicken? What are you doing here? Like, what do you want me to say? It's a recipe for chicken pot pie. Everything is not about you. And that's what honestly, you know the theory that men's brains have been broken because we weren't supposed to see this many baddies in a lifetime? That, you were supposed to live in your community of a few hundred people and see maybe 5 or 6 knockout 10s, like absolute smoke shows your entire life. That's what you're supposed to see as a human being. Now you can see 1,000 every day and your brain gets cooked by that. I don't think we have the brains our brains aren't evolved enough to hear this many stupid people with this much access to, broadcast their voice. You can hear 1,000 stupid things a day. You're not supposed to. We're not supposed to actually process that sort of absurdity.
That I've had the same thought before, where it's like there's a theory that social media has made us dumber, and there's certainly true.
Looks that way,
but I don't think that's true. Mm-hmm. I think the average person has been granted access to a shitload more information than they ever would have in their lives.
Yep.
They can't process it all, but overall it has improved our intelligence as a species. I maybe this should be more of a take for the internet than social media, but I think social media is a important disseminating organ of the internet information landscape. But like, it's just, it's not that we have gotten dumber, it's that the dumb people are so much more visible than they ever have been before. And that's the fucking problem. Like I think most people's lives are made better, or maybe not. Most people's intelligence levels and knowledge base are improved by the internet. And I think there's a lot of evidence to that. Like we were talking in the last show with Ate, of just how the government used to be able to just control the fucking propaganda machines full tilt. Mm-hmm. And there was absolutely no popular control over it. And now we don't have that. Now we have other problems, but access to information is a lot better now. But yeah, I think we just hear more dumb people than we realized existed. We just assumed they didn't exist because we never interacted with them.
Yeah, and they didn't get to combine their powers with other dumb people, and they were just one stupid guy in town, and now it's 10,000 of them in one platform. Real quick. So I think you're correct that the internet has increased our intelligence. I wouldn't deny that for a second. Social media, not positive on that one. I am still on the fence as to whether social media was worth it, because I'm leaning toward it wasn't. I actually am. I'm leaning heavy toward that it wasn't worth it, because I don't know about you, John, but to me, it seems that over the past, 8-10 years, like when social media has really started kicking into high gear, I think we have regressed so much based on our trajectory from just 10 or 15 years ago. We all thought that this bigotry thing was going to be solved no problem. We all thought that, acceptance and love and caring, it's gotten a lot fucking worse. And I lay it right at the feet of social media. Red pill shit. This is like, people are more misogynistic now than they were 10 years ago. I am convinced of this, in fact, like just like with Twitter, we were talking about the fact that Elon Musk, and you lay that all at his feet. Every time you scroll through Twitter, like every 10th post is like Nazi shit. That would have been unthinkable just a few years ago, and now it's pretty much baseline conservative thought. So I think the internet, yes, has brought us along and got us more intelligent and more creative and done a lot better. Social media, though, I think the cons are quickly outweighing the pros.
Yeah, I'm going to respond to that. First, I want to say hello to some of our guests who have popped in.
Hey, folks.
We have Fake Mark. Some people think they're the main character. Very true.
No.
Very true, Fake Mark.
No.
Clearly, you're not, because you're not even the real Mark.
That's so funny. Fake Mark.
I wonder if that's the actual Fake Mark, or if that's someone who heard us talking about Fake Mark.
Look, you know how shows, they get success when it's not necessarily because you have a wide base. It starts with a small, dedicated fan base. If someone created an inside joke for like 5 points, Fake Mark. That's great. God, I love that. I wish I'd have thought of that. Fake Mark.
If Fake Mark, if you were the guy who was impersonating Mark, we do not like that. I don't like impersonating. This is hilarious. Red Scare Claire also woke up. We're too much of an egocentric nation to understand certain things. That is and always has been and always will be true. Fake Mark also told us it's a plurality. Real Mark says hi, or at least as far as we know, the real Mark.
Yeah.
And so that's who's watching. This is our Q&A show. If you have any pressing Q&As for us, we don't really have much to talk about. We're just shooting the shit right now. So feel free to drop them and we will respond. What you were just saying about social media. So I think that our sample size is too small for me to really come to a conclusion on this, because I do agree with you. Like, if you look at the last 10 years, it does seem to be in a very bad trajectory. But I will say this, TJ. I will say this. If you look at the 10 years before that, it was on a very good trajectory. Like, in terms of just shit, people understanding shit and positive shit getting done. Without social media, I don't think we have gay marriage being legalized when it was. I think we might be winning that fight right now. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it has increased.
It's funny because we might be losing that fight right now.
We might. What you said with misogyny, like, kind of like how we said, oh yeah, a lot of the people that pretended to be like cool with gay marriage really weren't, and they were fucking bigoted the whole time, and they're just popping up now. I think we're seeing the same thing with misogyny. But I think that I think it does actually change people at a large scale, and a larger scale than ever could have been possible before. And those people don't get unchanged. I think that, for example, Israel, the cat's out of the fucking bag. There's no more putting the toothpaste back in that tube.
Yeah.
You can't convince me. Like, you look at 10 years ago, even, any criticism of Israel was anti-Semitism. Just full stop, end of sentence. That's it. And now it is suddenly, in the past year, we have made more progress in terms of understanding the crimes committed by Israel than we ever before. And that's because of social media. And I think that cumulatively over time, those things add up. And because of social media, we have way more higher peaks and way more lower lows when it comes to the general public consensus and trajectory. I think it's gotta point up. And there's a lot of damaging things psychologically about social media. I think that's the more real shit than it is like the information dissemination. I think the addiction to our phones, the gambling mechanics and fucking all of that stuff that they put into the social media systems are bad for us from just a mental perspective. I would wager more likely than not that it's good for our species as a society.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, there are good things about it. I think social media is great. I think it's great primarily for entertainment. That's the number one thing it's there for. And number two, for education. It's good for both of those. But there's so many drawbacks. There's just so many that looking back on it, I just think, honestly, the one that I talk about how my boomer take that no one talks to people anymore. Everyone stays inside their house. And
that's just reality.
It's just awful. It's just terrible. And so I think that that is not doing us any favors. People are like proud. You ever hear people they brag about how insular they are? So yeah, I don't talk to people at all. I'm I stay in my house. Like, okay, that's not good for you. Like, you should not be bragging that you go to work, come home, and that's all you do. That's not a stable society. Oh, I gotta address Mark here. Mark says, well, normally we don't like impersonation, but fake Mark is funny. Listen, all right, so I think you misunderstood John. John was saying that if that person actually was the fake Mark we talked about, that's bad. We're not cool with that. But if he's making a joke about fake Mark and he's not fake Mark, that's funny. I don't know if that.
No, so I actually made a video because, like, if you look at, like, this wasn't what inspired it, but since you're talking about it, if you look at like dating trends, like where people met their partners, oh yeah, it has it is people don't meet partners in real life anymore. And I've been saying this for years of like, I don't know, TJ, tell me, you're an old man.
Yeah.
Before Tinder, when people went to the bar, did they interact with other people that they didn't know at the bar? Because when I go to the bar, I am fortunate to maybe speak 5 sentences to people outside of the group that I went with. And I feel like there's no way that always used to be the case.
No, that's actually really shocking to hear. That's actually kind of surprising.
Are you not a goer outer?
No, I'm far too old to be going out to bars. Anyway, actually, I'm not. There's plenty of people my age and way older. I remember them going to bars all the time, but couldn't be me, folks. Couldn't be me. But no, like when we went out to bars, it was expected that you would talk to strangers all the time. It was just, especially when you got the social lubricant of the alcohol going there. I don't know how you couldn't, honestly. That once, then again, what'd you say?
I want to respond to what you're saying. Kyle went, hey, Mark, let her back. Any advice on finding a partner? I have found no one at gay bars.
Wait, that's wait. That may not have been addressed to Mark. I don't know. That might have just been a genuine question. Like, I don't know, but it would be pretty funny. I don't know. Kyle, were you asking us or Mark? I go to bars and talk to people, but they're all with their partners. Oh, was that a legitimate question?
so here's my thing, because I don't know. Again, this is like one of those things where I can't know what the experience was before,
right,
because that's when I turned 20, or when I started going to bars. Social media was not social media, like dating apps were already the entrenched way that people typically met each other, at least in my age group. But like, it is so insular now, where I want to talk. Because usually I'm like, if I'm going out to the bars with like my friends, I'm like, bro, why are we talking to each other? I'm not even like trying to meet girls to get later. Yeah. I'm just like, why are we spending more money to drink alcohol at this bar to do the same thing that we would have done back at our place? Like, it's crazy to me, but it's hard. It's genuinely a struggle. Like, wow. Maybe my friends are particular loners, but I really don't think that is the case.
Yeah, that's and I know you're not introverted, so that's that's kind of surprising for me to hear, because I'm just thinking back when I went, and I guess people on their phones a lot. Maybe are they on their phones a lot in the bar? That would.
I have to also ask a question to Kyle. Kyle, was this a joke that you are trying to find women at gay bars, or are you gay and you're telling us that you're struggling to find partners at the gay bars? Because I'm realizing that might have been serious.
I assume because he's like, not addressed to Mark, asking everyone. Yeah, I think that was a serious question.
But also, as
it would have been a good setup, though. Yeah, it would have been a good setup.
Does partake in gay bars every once in a while. Particularly, there's a gay bar in Philadelphia that's like right next to my bus stop, so it's where I go to pee while I'm waiting for the bus. If you're not meeting dudes at gay bars, I don't.
Listen,
I'm not even that attractive, and I've been hit on like in the 30 seconds I've been there, pretty much half the time I go and take a piss.
Listen, John, I'm glad you said it, because I was thinking the same thing. Is that I don't know, because because look, I'm not gay, but God, if I were, man, because I can't tell you how many times I've been hit on by gay dudes, and it's just I didn't think it would be that hard because like guys are guys, right? I just didn't think it would be that. But again, I don't know. Maybe Kyle is, the guys are like all timid and shit. I don't know.
I unfortunately cannot give advice on getting a man as another man. I have very little experience with it. One might say none. But the experience I do have has indicated to me that it's not that.
Well, yeah, and so listen, whenever people talk about this, like I assume the advice I give is the same I'd give for trying to meet women, is that don't try to meet like a woman or a guy, just talk to people. And like you talk to people enough and they will become your friends. If you're friendly enough, they will like you. That's why the bar, John, you weirded me out with that bar thing, because you're never friendlier than when you're drunk. I mean, I've become friends by bumping into somebody at a bar when I was drunk. Oh,
it occasionally happens organically. Don't get me wrong, TJ. But the moment to moment action of a bar is not mingly. There are very insulated groups. Occasionally they bump shoulders. Occasionally you'll get two groups that end up combining, and that's your best bar night ever. But that happens very rarely. And again, maybe this is just maybe I.
No. All right, so that's right. So that you have your little islands of people. You and your 5 friends are out there. You guys know each other. You're there to have fun, and you do it. And as time goes on, you go to the bar and get a drink, and you see the same person. Like, oh, funny seeing you here. Come here all of a sudden. And that stuff. That's pretty.
You have to consistently go to the same bar. That does work if you consistently go to the same bar.
I just meant that night that you see the same person up at the bar that night and you joke about it. Yeah. But like, I don't know, when you play games, is like you play pool or whatever. I don't know. It's just, there's just so many ways that those things organically happen. I'd be shocked if I never talked to like 4 or 5 people at a bar that I didn't know back in those days.
So Kyle is being serious. It's a serious question. He's spoken to guys at gay bars, and they're all with their partners. So here again, I don't have experience picking up people at gay bars, but if it's anything like straight life, don't go to bars to meet people. Is really the end all be all of it, because if you're looking for a partner, if you're looking for a hookup, it's probably a good place to go. But if you're looking for a partner, like I don't know how many relationships start at a fucking bar anymore. Like get into an activity and meet people that way. Just keep spamming different group activities. Go, join a fucking walking club, join something. Walking clubs are just full of people looking to hook up. Like go that way. Like that's probably the best way to meet people for a potential relationship. Don't go to the bar and try it. I don't know. Again, gay bars might be different because again, Kyle, I don't know what to say to you. Just like go to the gay bars I go to, and they'll just come up to you.
Mark said John wants you to go to church to meet people. That made me laugh so hard. That was great. You're not going to find a good man at the bar. Go to the church and find. No, listen. So John, I'm glad, because I was going to say something similar, that group activities, and what I was going to say was running clubs. It is a long, I don't know how old you are, Kyle, but you seem young. So, there's no, unless you have some injury or whatever, a running club would be great, because John is right. I didn't know this. I joined a running club
it's like a fucking meme.
Yeah, well, so I'm talking about like 20 years ago. I didn't know this back then. And so I joined a running club, and I just wanted to improve my run time. I was like, I want to get faster, and everything. My first day there, we're meeting, and we did some drills like on this football field and some running around this track, whatever. It was pretty good. I'm standing there listening to the guy talk about our schedule for the next month or whatever. And there's this girl who's there, and she was like, oh, hey, we had kind of said hi earlier. I'm standing there. She's like pressed up right against me. I don't know her at all. And I was like, what is her deal? Like, what? Why is she doing this? Like, it's like she doesn't know personal space, some shit. And I didn't know till later. Oh, this is just a big fuck club. That's what this whole thing is. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. That makes sense. But
because DJ, running is an individual activity. You don't need a club to go run. The only reason you go to the running club is to find other marginally fit people to go fuck.
I strongly disagree with this, John. I couldn't disagree with this more. Yes, you can run by yourself, but that fucking sucks. And I'm not going to do that. It's boring. It's painful. And so if I have other people around, it's more fun. Two, I can't quit because I'll be embarrassed if I drop out of the run. So I need that motivation. I had strictly pure motivations going into this.
There for the right reasons.
Right. I was there for love of the game. Okay. And I didn't know that to those folks, the game was getting dicked down. I didn't know. And so it was a long time afterward that I figured that I was like, oh, it was honest when I realized that everybody was fucking. I was like, oh, okay. I get it now. They're like, what's up with the square dude? He's not fucking anybody. What's up with this guy? He just shows up and runs every week. What's his problem?
Yeah. And also, Kyle, like again, your experience at gay bars is so just alien to my experience as a straight man at gay bars. So maybe I do need to tell you this, but the guys who are there with their partners might be interested in you joining them. That shouldn't be an instant no-go for you, especially in the gay community where polyamory is very, very hot in the streets.
John,
I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you this, but maybe I do.
John, Kyle is a good Christian man. He is not going to get involved with another couple, okay? How dare you
go to an all-men's running club, Kyle?
How dare you besmirch Kyle's reputation like that? Mark said TJ in his wrist. I know. I didn't even realize it, man. I was just doing it. Okay, request to change the name of the talk show to Echoes of the Left, the Red Line Report, Leftward Current, the Vanguard Voice, Frontline Progress. What the fuck? You know what?
I hate when I don't get a joke about me.
He combined a bunch of left-wing shows is what he did, like and put them all. I don't know, but so this is something that I was the name of the show.
You know what, Alex? That's what I'm. This podcast episode. That's what it's gonna be.
That's
for you, Alex.
All right. Are running clubs common where you are? I know of one in my city, population roughly 100,000, and it's pretty small. I mean, what city are you in, man? Like, if you're in some like southern city where they don't really care about fitness or shit, maybe I don't know. But I lived on a military bases, so yeah, they are always full of running clubs because people wanted to. Let's see, it was a brainstorm. It was not meant to be taken seriously. All right, I can dig it. Oh no, okay, Alex. Oh shit. Alex, and I was trying to get TJ to finally bring up his issues with the name. Okay,
I with left wing, TJ.
I say what?
You have issues with the name, the left wing?
Yes. And so I started. I was like, I'll tell John after the show. But since Alex dined me out or whatever, I do not like the name, the left wing. I never have. Never have. No. Here's why. Because one, it's kind of nondescript. It's not like a clever or interesting or catchy name. Also, if you type in the left wing on YouTube, you'll get 1,000 things before you get us. Yeah, I mean, you will get so many. It's not a name that's so unique that it's easy to find us. And so if I say, hey, look for Left Wing Pod, because that's what I did. I looked for it, couldn't find it. I had to dig and find. Yeah, it's really hard. So if we want people to find it, I think the name should be. I ran across this with my other show I did with those kids from my school called The Kids from It. And you do that, just who knows? It's like kids, it's got it. And so I don't know. I brought that up in a live a while ago. So Mark.
So I would be open to a name change if it made sense. I'm not dedicated to it. So the story, I don't even know because you weren't there.
I wasn't here. I know. I said it was at the show before I even got here. So
we had 4 potential names.
Oh,
I forget what 2 of them were, but I know the final 2 were. And don't say why you recognize this.
Okay.
But the final 2 were The Left Wing and Divide by Zero. And we ended up going to Left Wing because it was more the script what we're talking about.
Yes,
but we liked Divide by Zero just had a ring to it. And none of us could explain why, which is why we didn't go with it.
I gotta hear the other 2 names. I don't like either of those.
I gotta look through the group chats.
Divide by Zero.
TJ, do you have a better name suggestion for us?
No, so here's the problem. Shit? Here's the problem is that we're already known as the Left Wing. So if we have a new name, it has to be kind of similar to that. Otherwise, you lose it forever. You wouldn't know what you're looking for. So I don't know.
We are kind of known by the Left Wing. We have put effort into that branding, but to be honest. we could change it. And
All right.
no one's really good. Like that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna change it, now is the time. You know, like if we like actually like catch on and we have like thousands of views every episode, yeah, it's gonna be harder to change. But you're right. At this point, people are looking up the left wing. It's not there. It used to be. For a while, it used to pop up.
Oh, really?
Did you know that? Like,
low. I mean, when I started on the show, I had a hard time finding it. So,
it was after you started, though. There was a solid like 3 months where, like, when I searched the left wing popped up. And now it doesn't anymore. So I don't know. Know. If anyone has any name suggestions, we are open for them.
There's actually another channel with a super similar name, like because that's the one that pops up first. Hold on, let me.
There's a fucking rugby podcast.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's a rugby show. Yep. That's what comes up. Yeah,
that's what comes up. We were beating them for a while, and that has ceased to exist. But
it's been yeah. So I don't know. I can try to think of something too. I don't know. I just want I don't know. It doesn't have to be like a pun or anything, but I would like something that's I don't know. Memorable because I think left wing's easy to forget too. I don't know. You know what? I just okay.
I need to catch up with the comments here.
Yeah, I know. They're rolling through here.
So Kyle says Buddhist, and I should go to a running club. I've tried to meet closeted guys at Christian churches, though. Kyle, again, I just feel like it's like you're doing the opposite of fishing with dynamite. Like, I don't don't go to churches to find gay guys.
Kyle,
I feel like I shouldn't have to tell this to you, but here
Kyle's out there spear
wing though, so I like him.
Kyle's out there spear fishing, trying to catch fish when he should be using dynamite. Let's see. Serious question number 2. How did John and TJ meet? Well, we met through the show. Like I came on as a guest about a year and a half ago on the show, and I started becoming a regular, and then part of the show. And John was part of the show too, so that's how. And John and I collaborated actually pretty early. We collaborated on a PragerU video that didn't get posted. I don't know what happened to the footage on that, but because I don't remember seeing it.
We did. I remember we did that. And that what the fuck happened?
I don't know. That was pretty early on. I may not even been part of the show back then. I probably was, but I remember.
No, I think you were a recurring guest. I don't think you were like an official. Like you were in the group chat, but you weren't like, officially there yet. Yeah. And a lot of people don't even know that like there was a version of this show that didn't have TJ in it. TJ. Like if we get big enough, we're gonna get shipped like so much.
Oh yeah. More than Kyle at least. No, I'm sorry. Kyle, I'm sorry, man. Listen, I know.
I'm trying to like be because like if Kyle was one of my boys, I would be like joking constantly right now. I'm like, I don't know if I have that relationship with Kyle.
No, we do.
I hope you know it's coming from a good place.
Yeah, we would. In fact, we'd be doing everything we could to get Kyle laid. That's what we'd be doing.
I would take you to a gay bar and like we'd have a fight. And like you'd be really sad, and like I'd storm out of the bar, and then some dudes would come up to and buy you a drink. It would be the easiest fucking fishing you ever did.
John may even take one for the team, bro. Let's see. Okay, and they met at a bar. Oh, bar is probably what you meant.
Say bar.
Yeah, bar. Yeah. And I agree. I haven't found the pod either. Oh, I think we're back up on Spotify, aren't we?
We are.
Okay.
I've been posting them regularly on Spotify.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Spotify, it's a consistent community there. It's a whole other tangential community that we don't talk to.
This isn't bad. This isn't. I don't know if it would be my pick, but I do like how clever Counter Power is. That's really good. That's clever. That's really good, Hugh Jazz.
Counter Power podcast.
Counter Power is good. Like that's really good. I actually really love that, man. That might.
I mean, his parents obviously were good at naming things.
Hugh Jazz, yeah. Hugh Jazz.
I actually I'm gonna give this really good serious thought.
It's really good. It would even. I was gonna say I was thinking of the logo with a CP, but that's probably bad.
That was my original logo, and then people told me, "Yo, that stands for something you don't want."
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta make a whole new logo. That's the real problem with changing names. I also then have to change the logo. Probably.
We just can't put.
Maybe I don't have to because it's like a wing. You know, that's the whole fucking.
Oh thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep talking about this. I like this.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Did you see another one?
No.
I'm just going to keep going because Hugh Jazz says the progressive perspective. Not bad.
Not bad.
Definitely tells a little bit more, but I also feel like it's also pretty. I don't know. It doesn't ring to me. Beyond the binary. Then we're an LGBT show, and we're really not that, as you can tell.
That's true. That would be, yeah.
John is flip flopping like Kamala. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. Labor of love. I don't hate labor of love.
Labor of love does not sound like a political. Like you'd have to like.
That's true.
To recognize labor or whatever.
Yeah,
that sounds like a relationship marriage counseling podcast. Honestly, that's to me.
Progressive. So like, if we made a concerted effort to like be that,
yeah,
I could see it. We don't, but if we did, if we ever like got funneled into that section of YouTube, I could see it. You know what I mean?
We could do that as like a sideshow, like on a weekend show where we have on guys like Tennessee Brando and Superman Todd and like just a bunch of bros and bro it out. Like that could be like a side project. I think that would be pretty good. Also, the thing with Beyond the Binary progressive.
Okay, so there's already a progressive podcast.
Yeah, good idea. Yep.
So yeah, too bad.
Kyle, don't listen to them. Chat loves you more than that. No, lies. No one loves Kyle more. Nobody loves Kyle more than us. Nobody loves him.
They just started this progressive podcast.
Damn.
It started 3 weeks ago.
Was it started by Mark?
Was it Mark, this is you?
Oh, it'd be really great if fake Mark started that, actually. That'd be good shit. Oh, God. All right. Well, I guess it's time to wrap this bad boy up, John.
So I want to wrap this up by saying what I want to do on Thursday. I want one of our segments, since it's going to be our last show of the year, I want one of our segments to be a left-wing award show.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Damn. Do we have enough time? That's so good because, that's such a good idea. We meant to do that. You're right. That's such a good idea. All right. I'll start working on that. Left Wing Award Show. That is a good idea. God, that's good.
Yeah. If anyone has any, nominees, category, now would be a good time to drop them. But
that's
obviously
good.
We have a Person of the Year, which we will vote on. We kind of already did that, but like it should be said again. And it'll be Man or Woman of the Year, not Person of the Year.
Thank you. Yes, our way.
And we'll have moment of like social media viral moment of the year. I think we know what it is, but I don't want recency bias to plague us because there's some good nominees in there. We should have just like tweet of the year. Like what was your favorite tweet of the year? What are some other categories? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I'd have to think because like I can think of some, but I want to make them funny and interesting. I don't know. Give me time. I'll have a list I can send tomorrow. We can go over and everything. Goofy Wise is our guest on Thursday. He'll love
I think Goofy Wise will be good at that.
Yep.
The hip young Gen Z Skibbity Ritz Red Pill non-political podcast. Hugh Jazz, you're killing it today.
Hugh Jazz is killing it. I think we talked about this once where I think we said like our favorite right-wing commentator. I think we talked about that one time. Or
we did that. We did that. There should be a creator of the year on both sides.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
The left-wing creator of the year, right-wing creator of the year. Mark Latterback gave us a good suggestion. Best Trump comment.
Oh, I was right about to say that. I was right about to say that.
There you go, Mark. There you go.
One of my favorite things is going over my favorite Trumpisms, and like I do love that. Yeah, thank you, Mark. That's a good one. Trump comment. That's good. All right.
So that's
folks.
what we got.
Good stuff. Thank you for joining us. Great questions, great comments. Knock them dead out there, Kyle. We believe in you. And we'll catch you guys on Thursday.
If anyone, also Kyle, by the way, heard there's a lot of gay dudes at fucking Scott's Burgers in Bixby, Oklahoma. So make sure check that place out. It's a sausage fest. Plenty of meat to go around.
Killing it. I love it. All right, catch you guys later.